animated Anarchy series presents the Animated Hour of Power.
What's up, everybody? We are live. It is a little earlier than what we usually do. 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday afternoon, but some of us have plans later on in the day, so we're doing this early. All right, this is the Animated Anarchy series, the Animated Hour of Power, episode 8. I am, of course, your host, Dutchie. I am not in costume this week because if I dress up as Kim Possible, a lot of little kids will have nightmares and we'll get a bunch of letters. But joining me as always for the last time for a month, because he's going to be under house arrest, we have MoneyE.
What's up?
Also joining us as usual is Shawn.
Hello.
And of course our wild card Dave.
Let's go.
And of course this is episode 8 of Animated Hour of Power, and we got some interesting ones here today. We have Steven Universe versus Ace of the Diamond, Bob the Builder versus the Care Bears, Mob Psycho 100 versus She-Ra Princess of Power, and our main event is Kim Possible taking on the Tick. So, all right, we're going to have 5 categories that are going to be drawn via the randomizer. And then the guys are going to judge, say which, show does better in what category. If a show wins the matchup 3-0, 30 points, 3-1, 20 points, 3-2, 10 points, loser gets 5. If you are swept, you will lose 10 points. So this, of course, still is a lot of these cards. This still is the first set of matches for these cartoons. So, but this will kind of set the pace for them. And then we are going to go ahead and I'm going to share the screen so we can go ahead and get a rolling here.
Let's get it.
All right. Can everybody see this beautiful screen here?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. All I'm going to do is hit the button once, and then we're going to figure out what we got here. And here we go. All right. Well, so we are dealing with animation, merchandise, which is really going to help one of these, impact, originality, and humor. Merch, impact. So how do we feel about these?
It's the first time in a long time that they haven't gotten theme.
Yeah, second week in a row, second show in a row.
Well, yeah, because we didn't get it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So all right.
I like it though.
I was gonna say, Dave, how do you feel?
I feel all right. I feel all right. I'm not like I like the animation. I like animation styles on here. I like originality. I like the impact.
Yep.
Humor and merch are my 2 iffy ones. They can stay or go.
Yeah. Well, merch is really going to help. Merch is really going to help the second battle. We talked about it. We talked about it off air. All right, we're going to start off with Steven Universe taking on Ace of the Diamond. Steven Universe in the division of Mike Burns, Ace of the Diamond in the division of Anthony Visco. I believe I better, just double check that just to make sure. Let's see. Yep. All right. So those. So that is our first matchup. The first category, animation style. Ace of the Diamond is an anime. Steven Universe was on Cartoon Network. It's basically the categories who did it better in animation. Anime is very, like, a lot of people, I believe, prefer anime, especially now, because like today's cartoon like regular cartoon animation isn't as great. I know the person diagonal from me prefers, a lot of animation. Dave, that would be you.
Yep.
For anybody that doesn't know what diagonal is, if you're going to point that out. But all right, so we'll go ahead and Dave, I'm going to start with you on animation. Who takes?
Yeah. Like you said, the guy from diagonal from you really likes the animation quality of anime, and I got to go with Ace of Diamond here. I think they just have more crisp, clean, better animation style. Granted, Steven Universe is not hand drawn, right? Um, so I don't discredit their animation at all. I think it's good for its time that it came out, but I think Ace of Diamond.
Dave, you're cutting.
Oh, my bad. I just think Ace of Diamond has it right here.
Okay. All right, Shawn, I'm going to go to you next.
Yeah, I agree. Ace of Diamond has the much better animation. It's very clean. A lot more attention to the detail.
All right, Eric.
Ace of Diamond, very much more detailed and clean.
All right. Right off the bat, Ace of Diamond takes the animation category. They're up 1-0. 2 more, and they get a sweep. We go into what Dave had just admitted is his favorite category, which is merch. Merch is very difficult because it really depends. And we kind of had this debate at the end of Wednesday's show on Animated Showdown is how you really judge the merch category. You could judge it by how much merch a show has, if you can find it anywhere or where you can find it, and how often you can find it. I personally would judge this category on how valuable the merchandise is. Both shows obviously have merch. Eric, I'm starting with you.
I'm going with Ace Diamond. I think they just had more. I think it's more popular because it's anime and the Steven Universe. I don't think sold a lot from what I can tell.
Okay. Shawn.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Ace of Diamond. Everything that I've seen is like even their action figures or models or whatever, they're just so detailed. So I gotta stick with Ace of Diamond.
All right. Dave?
I'm actually on the other side of here. I'm on Steven Universe. They have way better sales globally. Ace of Diamond has been strictly more market in Japan. It really hasn't been a global brand like that. So I'm definitely going with Steven Universe here.
Okay. I wish I could read. I wish I could read the book of David. The book of Dave.
Hey, I was giving you hand signals.
Yeah, well, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking off in the other direction. Now I know. Now I know to just look because usually I can tell like when you want to go next.
Yeah.
All right. They're up 2. Ace of Diamonds up 2 categories to nothing. They can take it with the sweep here. Cultural impact. Whose impact was felt more? Now, Steven Universe it isn't really that old. It was first developed in 2013. So, like the impact, and I know like when they were around, I know people that were writing fan blogs for Steven Universe at that time. Ace of Diamond, obviously, an anime, so that's a very, but as Dave said, a lot of their impact is mostly felt in Japan.
Yeah.
But
with this specific anime. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, Dave, let's go ahead and start with you.
Yeah, I think Steven Universe takes this category as well. I think it's definitely had more of a groundbreaking and influential impact than Ace of the Diamond here.
All right. Shawn.
Yeah, Steven Universe here. From everything that I read, it's let's see here. It was groundbreaking for LGBTQ. It's like one of those shows that isn't afraid to do like same-sex weddings and non-binary characters, and like Dave said, Ace of Diamond is just kind of strictly Japan.
Okay. All right, Eric, go ahead.
Weird.
Steven Universe. I just read about it too, and yeah, as Shawn said, LGBTQ.
All right, so Steven Universe with a little bit of a bounce back. They're not going to get points taken away from them. It is 2-1. The next category is originality. How many animes are there out there about baseball?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Yeah. Now, you see a lot of animes, though, about a stupid kid that, gets a magic power that he probably doesn't deserve. But who had more originality, Shawn?
I think Ace of Diamond has more originality because it's a show based strict, more popular in Japan, and baseball in Japan is huge.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of baseball, like you said, there's not a lot of baseball anime out there. And yeah, I mean, they added the anime superpower theme to it, but I just think it's more original than Steven Universe.
Okay. Eric.
Ace of Diamond. As you guys said, there's not that many. If there is any anime surrounded about sports or baseball, so it's different. It's different kind of anime, and it was different. Good to see a different kind of anime without that was not like fighting or anything.
Right. All right, Dave, go ahead and finish us off here in this category.
This one is actually tough for me. This is actually the category that was a toss-up for me because while I picked Ace of the Diamond, like these guys, Steven Universe, literally it had a unique vision of like sci-fi, fantasy, and domestic life, while like bringing in like the LGBTQ community and stuff like that. So, more progressive themes for its time. So I do give it credit there. I just think you don't really see a lot of shows that mainly stick on like a sport and cast it around a sport.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Ace of the Diamond is going to win this one 3-1. So Ace of Diamond will get 20 points out of the deal. Steven Universe does not get any points. However, they will not lose any points either because they were not swept. All right, coming up next, we have Bob the Builder versus the Care Bears. Bob the Builder in the division of Rose Stranahan. The Care Bears in the division of Jimmy Morrison. The first category is animation. Animation style. Bob the Builder is kind of like that, almost like that claymation style animation. And the Care Bears, obviously, 80s animation. It's whatever you prefer. Shawn, I'm starting with you.
I got to go with Bob the Builder here. I like the animation a little better. Even I like claymation, especially if you make it look good. And
Yeah.
Even the tractors and all the tools and stuff are just great for the time that the show was at. A lot better to me for the Care Bears. Care Bears wasn't awful. It's just little blurry, I think. Might have just been like the show I was watching. I don't know. But
You know what's funny about this is the fact that like I know Bob the Builder had been on for years. I had never actually, because I wasn't really watching Nick Jr. at the time. I had no idea that he was British.
yeah, it was a British show at first. Yeah.
Like I knew what the theme song was, but like when I started hearing it, it's like, wait a minute, is this? And then like I could hear the accents. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, Eric, we're going to you.
I'm going opposite of Shawn. I'm going Care Bears. I just preferred that animation better. No, just a little bit. I don't like either one, but Care Bears I think took it here just slightly.
All right. You didn't prefer either one. I mean, these are one of these kids' cartoons that you're going to have to, when you introduce your niece to the world of cartoons, this is technically what you're going to be starting with is one of these shows.
I would probably do Care Bears.
Yeah. Probably going to have to start buying her Care Bear merchandise. All right. Dave, you're going to break the tie.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the more traditional one, Care Bears. I'm not a big fan of the stop and go animation, the stop motion animation from Bob the Builder. I think in Care Bears animation, you can see it was kind of influenced by Japanese animation a little bit. They took some pointers from there. So I got to give it to Care Bears.
All right.
Also more colorful, I believe.
Yeah. Care Bears is going to take this first category. They're up 1-0, and that means they are two categories away from a sweep. Now, I don't know if they're going to get it here, or I don't know if they're going to get it or not, but it could be close because the next category is merch. Care Bears is more known for their merchandise than they really even are known for the show.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, Shawn, you probably wouldn't know this because you have two young boys, and I think Care Bears is more. I mean, for real little boys, 1 or 2 years old, I'm sure they probably get Care Bears or something like that. But for somebody that has daughters or had young daughters at one point, again going to the person that is diagonal from me, Care Bears is kind of more their style because of the plush teddy bears and the porcelain figures and all that stuff. Bob the Builder did very well in merchandise as far as selling the video cassette tapes back when they did video cassette tapes. Because back when cartoons used to do they used to release episodes on VHS.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and you used to either buy them or go rent them at the video store back when those were a thing. But as far as merch, Dave, let's start with you on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Care Bears here. I mean, it's definitely been the more successful franchise. I mean, it's reached billions of dollars in just retail. So, yeah, Bob the Builder. I mean, while it was a powerhouse for a little bit in its time, it's reached a noticeable decline since the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, this year is the 40th anniversary of the show. I don't know necessarily if they have 40th anniversary merchandise, but it would not surprise me. So just to kind of throw that out there.
I haven't seen anything.
Some shows do stuff for big milestone anniversaries. Some shows don't.
yeah. Usually the good ones do.
Yeah. I mean, again, this isn't a show known mostly for their show. It's they needed a vehicle to promote their merchandise.
Yeah, 100%.
We've talked about it before. We've had shows on here before that have done the same thing. Gem G.I. Joe, Transformers, I think, was like in that category, to where they had merchandise that needed to be promoted. Well, how do you? What's the best way to promote it? Okay, well, you get a cartoon.
Yep.
But all right, Shawn, let's go to you next.
Care Bears, undeniable. Just the sales alone from the different variety of bears that they do have.
Yeah.
And like Bob the Builder is, you don't really see anything anymore unless you're shopping for it strictly online. I'm sure Walmart might have like him and the one excavator or whatever you want to call it.
I was going to say they might have like a
I know I have,
of maybe the truck or something like that, right?
I have one of the backhoe. I have one.
Okay.
But that's all I have. But I know it's a lot easier to get Care Bear work than Bob the Builder.
Well, yeah, because I think you get, and again, that's even stuff that like you can find at novelty stores, or you can even find it online.
And they're always coming out with new ones, like new colors, new names.
Well, yeah, because that's the beauty of it, is the fact that it's still a franchise. Because again, they were made for, the show was made based so they can keep selling merchandise.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's the 40th anniversary, so I'm not gonna lie, I almost bought a Care Bears costume for tonight, because doing this whole costume thing now. Not today, obviously, because
I would have been more surprised if you had a She-Ra princess one on.
That would be about as creepy as me dressed up as Kim Possible. Because, I mean, to be honest with you, who wants to see She-Ra, Princess of Power, with a beard? Because I'm not shaving the beard.
I think you would look beautiful.
Aw. But, all right, Eric.
Care Bears. Not even a question. I think our builders had some merchandise. I think their merchandise is mainly toys. Or Care Bears is t-shirts, what else? Keychains, whatever, all that. More variety of
keychains, teddy bears, costumes, coloring books. By the way, I mean, for anybody who has youngsters, like Shawn does, coloring books, little kids do like to color. Well, I mean, mostly nowadays, little kids just like to color on the walls.
Mine colors on the papers.
Yeah. Well, again, you have a 5-year-old, right? Or like around there?
Yeah, he's 5.
Okay.
Yep, and he's really good. Like, he'll get the crayons and he'll look for paper. He'll ask for paper. Yeah. He knows better.
Now, does he have like coloring books too, or?
Yeah, he has coloring books.
All right. Because I know for a fact they still actually have Care Bears coloring books out there.
And sticker books too.
Yeah.
Yep.
William had some.
100%.
So
there's probably older coloring books out there still, but they're always kind of like added in with some other show.
Yeah. All right. So we just keep hammering the point home that Care Bears just had more merch. All right. 2-0 Care Bears. They can win it here. They can sweep it here. And Jimmy Morrison will be, he'll be smiling from ear to ear if he gets, even if he wins. If he sweeps, he's going to be difficult to be around. All right, cultural impact. Bob the Builder ran for over a decade and a half, almost 2 decades. Now, I know there's like a spinoff or a reboot or whatever. Care Bears, again, not long as far as episodes go, but after the episodes, or after the show, you had movies, you had other spinoff shows. So they still have a cultural impact, especially if they're still selling, stuff.
Yeah.
Because that helps the impact. But whose cultural impact was bigger, Eric?
This is kind of because I think they both had an impact because of kids, but I give it a slight edge to Care Bears.
Okay.
I just think with the merchandise sales and all selling more merchandise, I think it had more of an impact.
Alrighty. I don't see any hand signals, but Dave, I'm going to go to you anyway.
Yeah, I'm going with. I agree with Eric here. It's going to be Care Bears for me. I think they have a real impact with their power and emotional message that they're trying to get across. Not only that, they're symbols of caring and sympathy and empathy. They're good for something that you would want your children to watch. So I think like Bob the Builder, it's kind of like, yeah, we're building something, but it's not that much of an impact of what the message he's trying to get across, unlike the Care Bears here.
Okay. All right, Shawn, go ahead.
I was actually going Bob the Builder on this one. I think
I fumbled the ball twice.
Well, it was kind of like it promoted more like positive values of teamwork and stuff and like problem solving for the kids watching it. And I think at the time, like you didn't really get a show that was like that. It was all more goofy. And this one was kind of more of like an educational type show.
Right.
So that's why I think they deserve it.
I mean, and again, both shows are really good for little kids.
Yeah.
That's why I said slight edge.
Yeah. They both send a positive message. Bob the Builder, like Shawn just said, is more about teamwork and, problem solving. Care Bears are more about like making sure that, kids have emotional support and know, you're not alone. So both can really send like a very positive message.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right.
I think it was
Care Bears. Huh?
I think this category was very close for me.
Yeah.
But,
so Care Bears is going to win with the sweep 3-0. So Care Bears gets 30 points. Bob the Builder is going to lose 10. I kind of figured it was going to be a little closer, but I really think with the merch category, like that was already a given.
Yeah.
Another one that may, end up as a sweep. Mob Psycho 100 versus She-Ra Princess of Power. Mob Psycho 100 in the division of Pat Skelly, who is not happy about the fact that he is up for the third week in a row. He's like, I want a bye week. And I'm like, dude, you've got 4 shows. You're not all going in this. You're not all
Random.
4 of your shows are going in the same episode. But he's like, yeah, I want a bye week. It's like, you'll get one when I give you one. And She-Ra Princess of Power in the division of Kenneth Williams III, who does the wrestling show with Eric and I and my brother Daniel. So,
sorry.
Did you just apologize?
Me? Yeah.
Well, that's one way of giving away the result. All right. We're going to start with the animation style. We got an anime versus a show from the 80s. I will say about She-Ra Princess of Power, by the way, spinoff of He-Man. She's actually He-Man's half-sister. The first 4 or 5 episodes were about her getting her powers, or however many episodes it was. Filmation, which is the animation studio that created this show, was very big in the 70s and 80s. All right, created many successful shows, and He-Man was very successful as well. That's why they figured they'd give it a spinoff. Mob Psycho 100 is an anime. We know how good animation can be. Dave, I'm starting with you.
Yeah, for animation here, I'm going Mob Psycho. I think they just had fluid and detailed action,
Yeah.
shifting styles. They also definitely pushed the boundaries with like different like um, kinetic animation style, where like with like their faces and stuff like that, they're doing different approaches with that, which I kind of like. These are also this is the creator of One Punch Man. He um, designed this anime, so I think it's got really good animation.
Yeah. By the way, the One Punch Man, we talked about how good that was on Wednesday's show.
Yep.
So obviously he's going to hit because it is very easy for one person that has created one successful show to create another as well. Because Eric apologized for how this is going to go, he's going to go last in this category. And Shawn, you're going next.
Oof. I think it's undeniable that Mob Psycho is getting this one.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
is that like
Yeah.
because Eric already foreshadowed the fact that She-Ra, Princess of Power, is screwed. I figured I'd just go to you.
Way to go, Eric. Dropping the ball. But no, yeah, Mob Psycho. The animation is just immaculate.
Yeah.
That's a big word.
Yeah, for this
I'm
show.
shocked I didn't stutter over it.
All right, Eric, go ahead and finish it off.
Yeah, Mob. I just thought it was more cleaner and more detailed, and I just liked it better.
Yeah. Again, and this is like I'll just defend She-Ra, Princess of Power, a little bit, even though I do agree Mob Psycho had the better animation. She-Ra, Princess of Power's animation was good because of who created, the animation studio that created it. All right, because they had several hits in the 70s and 80s. They went out of business by 89, but they still, it's not that She-Ra's animation was bad. It's just this just happened to be a lot better.
Better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. Up next is merch. She-Ra, back in the day, she had some merch. T-shirts, dolls, and especially dolls for little girls.
And wasn't there a Netflix reboot?
I don't know
She-Ra?
if she got one. I know He-Man did.
I'm pretty sure she did. I can look it up real quick.
I mean, I'm gonna take your word for it. I mean, it would not surprise me because everything was. They were trying to give everything a reboot back in the day.
Yeah, there was one 2018 to 2020.
Yeah.
And then they looked like they came out with. She appeared in a Master of the Universe.
Yeah, they did a lot of crossover between the two.
Yeah.
But all right, so as far as merch, Eric, who takes it?
I'm going to go with Mob Psycho because I just saw that they have their own website. So when I think if you have your own website, that's huge.
Yeah, it's definitely a place for you to sell all your merch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shawn.
I would think Mob Psycho has the merch in this one. Just the style of the show it is and like the fan base behind it, I would assume that it's better.
Okay.
I really don't know, honestly. I didn't look that one up.
Don't feel bad. I didn't look half of these up. I just kind of half of them I don't have to look up. Half of them I do. Dave?
Dang. I actually thought Shawn was gonna go the other way. So I didn't.
You were
give you an
hoping he was
answer.
going to go. Yeah.
No, I actually picked She-Ra for this. I thought I went with your kind of thinking on this. They have more highly valuable collectibles, for sure. So, and
Uh-huh.
I mean, I really haven't seen the merchandise for Mob Psycho out here too much. I think that's more of like a dedicated fandom, and I think She-Ra has more of like a because it had He-Man to help it get an audience. So like I feel like because of that audience, it had a lot more merch sales in its time, and with the reboot of Netflix, I think it's going to have more merch sales as well. So and it's more highly collectible. So I got to
Yeah.
go with
By the way, they're still making He-Man merchandise, so I'm pretty sure they're still making stuff for her.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going with She-Ra here.
Okay.
It's definitely been out a lot longer as well. So
Right. All right.
so it's had a lot more time to gather up all this merch.
Yeah, and that's the thing is
And
that like
Mob
again,
Psych Mob Psycho, it's sales for the manga are only 2.8 mil. That's not a huge number.
yeah, like not really.
No,
All
not
right.
at all.
So, all right, Mob Psycho is up 2-0. And again, I should have gone with Dave's second. I got to start paying attention more to the monitor just in case the hand signals come.
I didn't give one there because I thought one of these guys were going to go the other way. That's
Yeah.
all.
Well, but also too, it really depends how you judge the category.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Like next week when I, take over while Eric's, on his vacation. When we get merch, that's exactly how I'm going to look at everything.
Yeah. Well, I looked at that, and plus they have more merch sales. Like they sold more. It's not just that they have the higher marked value. It's they also have more merch sold. So I went.
Yeah, because
it has both.
Man was the vehicle for it.
Yeah, exactly, and it's been around a lot longer. So
yeah. All right, cultural impact. She-Ra, because it is tied to that He-Man franchise, cultural impact, because He-Man, the cultural impact is still being felt today. Now, He-Man is nowhere near this animated Anarchy series because, somebody told me that they would not have anything to do with this series if He-Man were involved, and then He-Man got drafted to their division. So I'm like, all right, fine, I just won't even include him. Even though for some reason I valued that person being in this. But because of the impact of He-Man, She-Ra kind of felt the same impact. Mob Psycho, Dave just talked about it in the merch. It's still like kind of gaining ground. It's not as, hasn't really had as big an impact as like a lot of the other animes. All right, so I don't screw this up, Dave. I'm just starting with you.
Yeah, for cultural impact, I think this is She-Ra again. I think it's definitely had more of an impact than Mob Psycho 100. It's been, like I said, its longevity. The fact that they rebooted it says a lot. Yeah, they do reboot a lot of things, but they reboot things because, people want to see it because the fan base is screaming, I want it. So, I just feel like it definitely has more of an impact. It also had the inclusion of the LGBTQ community as well in the show. So I think it definitely changed the landscape for a lot of
original or in the reboot.
In the reboot, I believe.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say in the original they didn't touch any of that.
Yeah, in the reboot they did.
Yeah.
So I think it's cultural impact from previous and from now. It's got it. It's got decades of more impact.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. But Shawn, we're going to you next.
Yeah, same. She-Ra Princess, I think, had the bigger impact solely because of it branching off of He-Man, but she held her own.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like she was only around for a season and then stopped. I mean, she was around for a couple.
Brand new character coming into a brand new show. It's like someone you already are kind of aware of.
Yeah.
And you're just getting a show about them now.
I mean, and He-Man, by the way, did stick around for quite a few of the episodes. They did a movie together.
Yeah.
Like there was an animated movie, an animated Christmas special as well. Eric?
Yeah, I'm going with She-Ra. Yeah, because it ties with He-Man
Okay.
and the
All right.
LGBTQ.
All right. We're Mob Psycho is up 2-1. They can still win the matchup with this category. It is originality. She-Ra is again got the He-Man tie-in, so I really don't know about the originality there. Mob Psycho. Who had more originality, Eric?
I'm going with Mob Psycho because I don't think there was really any originality with She-Ra because of connection with He-Man and coming off that. So
All right. Dave?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Eric here. I'm going with Mob Psycho. Um, I feel like it's a little different than your normal one. The main character is kind of socially awkward, middle schooler. Unlike a lot of like the anime uh shows where like the people embrace their powers and whatnot, he fears his.
yeah,
Um, so I think that's a little different. The show has a little bit of comedy in it as well, which when there's some serious moments, they're still throwing in some comedy in there, which is kind of funny. So it's a little different than your normal anime, and I find it kind of interesting. So I think it has more originality. She-Ra really had He-Man to, you know, go it the way.
Yeah, to branch off of.
Yeah.
All right. Shawn?
Yeah, Mob Psycho. I think She-Ra Princess wasn't original because as much as it was just like a continuance of He-Man,
Yeah.
and there's not much like originality you can do. I don't know.
Yeah. Now,
I'm gonna say it.
Now I should point out that she wasn't really featured in his show. Okay. But because they had the story of, okay, she's his long lost half sister,
Yeah.
he got brought in. He was more on her show than she was on his show.
Yeah.
But
Got to bring those He-Man fans over,
Yeah, exactly. But so she wasn't like a character that had spun off. They just found a way to say, oh, yeah, by the way, he's got a half sister.
Right.
So, all right. Mob Psycho wins this 3-1. So, Pat Skelly, Mob Psycho gets 20 points. And She-Ra Princess of Power does not get any points, but they don't lose any. So another victory for a cartoon for Pat Skelly, who right now none of his cartoons have lost, or none of his shows have lost yet. All right, main event time: Kim Possible versus the Tick. Kim Possible is in the division of Dave. She's in the division of your Uncle Joe.
Oh.
Hold on, I got to. Well, let me just make sure I'm telling the truth first. Yeah, that's where it is. Yep. So Dave's Uncle Joe has Kim Possible in the division, and the Tick is in the division of Tim Friel. So, all right. Animation. Disney animation, which is Kim Possible. The Tick, 90s animation was on Fox Kids. Whose animation was better, Shawn?
I like Kim Possible more. I'm just a fan of. I was just more of a fan of that type of animation, and the Tick just seemed more, like I always say, like comic book worthy.
Yeah,
Choppy.
yeah.
Not
That's what I call
awful animation, but it doesn't. I don't think it compares to Kim Possible.
right. Dave?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Shawn here. Kim Possible. It's more smooth, modern. It's polished animation, and it's consistent. Like I just said, the Tick animation was more choppy.
Yeah. All right, Eric.
Impossible, more detailed, more clean. With the tick, you could tell it's the 90s, the early 90s still.
Oy. All right. These pens are freaking worthless. They work for like 5 minutes and then they stop. No wonder a pack of like how many of them are in here? No wonder a pack of 36 only costs $15. All right. So Kim Possible wins the first category. They're up 1-0. 2 more, they get a sweep. Merchandise is the next category. Now, if you go to novelty toy stores or vintage toy stores, you're going to find a lot of Tick action figures. Now, the reason why you're going to find a lot of Tick action figures is because nobody was buying them. All right? I'm just saying.
Ouch.
I'm just...
Ouch.
That didn't sound too impartial, did it?
Definitely swayed my vote there, Doug.
But the thing is that those figures, though, like, people have them priced for like $25, $30.
I would assume like now that it's more of a novelty, or maybe not a novelty, but like
More vintage.
yeah, thank you, more vintage type figure or toy or whatever you want to be.
Yeah, like I see it in GameStop, but and stuff like that. Like I've seen a Tick thing, but it's been there since the day I walked in. You're like, it's been there for years, like the same one. Nobody's bought it.
Yeah, that's the issue, is that they have a lot of
Nobody knows
merch,
what it is.
and it technically could be valuable, but nobody wants to buy it.
Yeah.
Kim Possible, however, like I'm pretty sure there were Kim Possible Barbie dolls or Kim Possible dolls, stuff like that. I'm sure she had more valuable merchandise because she was a more popular cartoon.
More modern too, so like she would have gotten T-shirts and bed covers and blankets and stuff, cards.
Now I do believe though that there is that back in the day, because most cartoons got these. Back in the day, I believe there were like Tick bed sheets, which is kind of ironic because nobody really wants to sleep on a Tick.
Right, it's like the worst bug you would want on you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, with that being said, while I am burying this show, Dave, I'm starting with you.
Yeah, I'm going with Kim Possible here. I feel like it's got significantly more merch sales. Like I said, I went into GameStop. They had a action figure of the Tick in there, and it's been in there forever. So it's got.
They even like rebooted the stuff, and nobody or like re-released it or whatever.
Yeah, it's got more of a cult audience, I believe. Where Kim Possible was kind of like a family like name, like everybody knew who Kim Possible was. Your kids watching it, or
well, it's also on a large network too.
Yeah, it's on a huge network. So I just feel like it's definitely had more merch sales.
Yeah,
100%.
Now, the Tick also did have a comic book that was also based on the show. But even like nowadays, if you go into like a vintage comic book store, you're only going to have to pay like $4 or $5 for any of the issues of that comic book.
Right.
Whereas like some cartoons will go as high as like $8 to $10 because they're higher grade, they're more sought after. But Shawn, I'm going to you.
I want to say the Tick, but I'm going with Kim Possible because I'm a realist. I think we already discussed it all. I don't really need to explain it.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, again, because the Tick had a lot of merchandise, but like
no one's
if,
buying
if
it,
we go by my line of thinking, which again, for all the youngsters out there, it depends on the subject. If you want to go by my line of thinking, action figures, cartoons, wrestling, go by my line of thinking. German philosophy, don't.
Also, I would assume like Kim Possible also has like textbook binders, notebook binders,
I'm pretty sure that
like book covers, and,
Pens,
like
pencils,
pens,
lunchboxes,
exactly,
hats.
shirts.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a video game somewhere. I'm sure
Yeah. Again,
Yeah,
this is
there
all
might be
stuff
one
that
of
the Tick
too,
did
but-
have. That just you can't find it anymore.
I think the Tick was just a crappy off-branded superhero that got lost in the shuffle of better superhero shows.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
I mean, that's hitting the nail on the head right there.
like, where is he in any Marvel or DC movies? Nowhere. Not even a mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ant-Man got his first.
Right. Right. You lost to something that's technically the same size as you.
Yep.
All right, Eric.
Impossible, as these guys alluded to. But there's just more people bought those Impossible merchandise.
It was more sold.
Yeah.
The Tick kind of looks more like Stan from American Dad with the chin.
Yeah.
And his just whole demeanor. Sorry, that just came across my head. That has nothing to do with the show. I just want to point that.
Right. No, it's all right to point that just means
like-
we're probably going to do Tick versus American Dad at some point.
It was,
But
it was like a weird. It was like watching Batman and Superman molded into one guy with an overly large chin and a crappy personality.
yeah. All right, Kim Possible is up 2-0. One more, they get a sweep. And guess what the next category is? Cultural impact.
I'll
The
go
worst
first on this
category, huh?
one. I'll go first on this one.
Right. The worst category, by the way,
We even
for
have
a
to
show
ask.
that as bad as this to try to come back on.
They're left
But-
less of an impact than an actual tick bite.
yeah. Now, by the way, Shawn, if you somehow have a reason as to why it should win the category, go ahead. But so I am starting with you.
Okay. Well, yeah. Kim Possible had the cultural impact of introducing the goth baddies to the world.
Yeah.
And Shigo, she was a baddie. Don't tell my wife. Tell my wife. I don't care.
We do actually have it on a earlier episode in the Cartoon Classic to
I'm
where
standing
did
by
say
that.
this.
I'm standing by it.
Well,
Dude's had a crush
I'm going
on-
to agree with you.
Dude's had a crush on this character since he was 12.
Yep.
Yeah. Which, by the way, nothing wrong with that. Like I
Yeah,
do
for real. For real.
I mean, it's a bad answer for the category, but honestly, like, come on. Like I remember going to school and some of the kids were talking about Kim Possible, just what she would do, or did you see what she did there? And, girls always wanted to kind of look like that, and it inspired them, I guess, to achieve more in their lives.
Yeah.
Because of
Female
what,
empowerment.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, we had
She-
a girl at the shop who dressed up as Shigo for Halloween a couple of years ago.
Yep. I've been
And-
trying to get Danielle to dress up like that, but I don't need a third baby.
All right, well, Shawn, as you were
I'm
saying,
sorry. It's
yeah.
been a long morning. But yes, Kim Possible.
He was watching a lot of Kim
Well, not
Possible
only
this
that, but
morning.
you got the guy, the voice of Ron. I always forget his name, but he was Eric and
Will Friedle.
Will Ferrell, yeah. But he made that show great. Like, he was funny, and just the acting alone, the stories and stuff, like, because they would go from a spy type of story back to just everyday normal high school or middle school life.
Yeah.
And it molded well. And I don't really like the Tick. I don't think that one is as impactful as Kim Possible was on Generations, especially when it only ran for 3 seasons too. Like, you can't really have much of a impact or originality in it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. All right, Eric, you're making all sorts of freaking hand gestures in there. You're creeping me out. So you're going. So you're going next.
Kim Possible all day. I just think it had more of impact on especially young ladies, and that same paved the way for some shows like this with growth, with powerful growth in it.
All right.
And if you look on the left of his wall, you'll see a giant Kim Possible poster.
Moving on. No, his mother would have made him take it down already. All right, Dave, you're up.
Yeah, I agree with these two. I mean, with the female empowerment combined with its wide demographic appeal and sustained exposure, I mean, gives it way more substantial cultural impact than the Tick can do.
Yeah. When I made this match, like, because again, like, we're getting into the episodes where I'm just like, I just kind of threw stuff together.
Lob some balls up and see which one hit.
Yeah. And after I made this, I'm like, oh my, like, this is a no-brainer for Kim Possible. Well, again, like, there might have been categories that the Tick would have won. I don't think we drew any of them.
No,
But
I don't really know. I didn't have many categories that I had it winning.
I didn't have anything winning for a Tick.
Shawn, did you have anything? Did you have the Tick winning anything?
Nope.
All right. So, Kim Possible beats the Tick 3-0. So Kim Possible gets 30 points. The Tick loses 10. So they're negative 10 right now. Earlier on, we had Ace of the Diamond beat Steven Universe 3-1. The Care Bears swept Bob the Builder. Mob Psycho defeated She-Ra 3-1. And so now, this upcoming Wednesday on the Animated Showdown, the matches on that particular episode will be Bluey versus Paw Patrol, Ren and Stimpy versus Beavis and Butthead, Fairy Tale versus Brave Star, and the main event is Rocket Power versus Tiny Toon Adventures. So look for that this upcoming Wednesday. We're actually getting ready to record that in a few minutes. But next week on the Animated Hour of Power, the matches are Mighty Ducks the Animated Series versus Wild West Cowboys of Mesa, Afro Samurai versus My Hero Academia.
Ooh.
Wow.
I think Shawn just got summoned. Exo Squad versus Galaxy High. And the main event is going to be Sonic Saturday AM versus Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Ooh.
Wow.
That is next week on Animated Hour of Power. Going to be quite the start for me to take over.
Are those the two I chose? Are those two of the shows I chose? I think we're on my list.
No, we're not even anywhere near that yet.
No.
Let's go, Buffalo.
This is off the list that
I'm
we got.
watching Saber game.
Yeah,
we're still going off the list, bro. We got a whole bunch still to do.
Yeah, we haven't. We're still in like the first set of matches. What we picked isn't until set 3.
Okay.
So, all right. Make sure to like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Also, make sure to join the When Tunes Combine Facebook group, facebook.com/groups When Tunes Combine. Also, like and subscribe to the Wrestling Through the Years YouTube channel. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Friday night. Catch the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. This Friday night, we are going to be doing our list for the top 10 busts or top 10 failures as far as the wrestling business is concerned. make sure to check out Eric's Unscripted Sports Show. He's going to be on hiatus for a while, but still watch it anyway. You can catch Shawn, TCAX Reaper, on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Wildcard Dave on Twitch at TCX Godsend 95. Also catch the Dizzle 97 universe on YouTube with my brother Dangle, and the Stabcast with Dangle and Mindy. Eric, take care of the shorts, please, and we'll see everybody Wednesday for Animated Showdown.
Later.
Peace.